Folks, good morning. As you can see, it's pretty early outside. It's also pretty cold. It's gonna get a lot colder. Some of you are experiencing some things right now. Record-breaking things that are anomalous in ways that you don't understand. And I've already explained to you guys the nature of why these things were happening. But I'm talking to you this morning pretty early because the Lord woke me up pretty early and some things occurred last night. He showed me some visions. It's a new year. And, you know, many of you people went out and had your celebrations and stuff. And, you know, you painted the town and partied up and did a lot of the same bullshit you did in 2019. It's 2020, new year. So, while you guys are making New Year's resolutions, many of you are, and I want you to think about all of the stuff that has occurred and the series of things that are going to occur, continue, and why they were happening. And I told you guys, and you got all of this stuff, and it didn't seem to faze you much. You know, today I want to talk about the state of affairs in the world society. You know, because many of you have gone into 2020. I saw some of these officials were sweating bullets when the ball was about to go down because they didn't know what was going to happen, because shit was happening all over the place every day. And because of their arrogance and ignorance and all types of other low-level emotions and foolishness and psychological problems, they reasoned that, you know, they can hold on and keep playing these games, and this is another year of bullshit, and they got all this round of stuff that's going to happen that they're going to do, and you guys are gearing up for war and, you know, getting your guns and stuff ready because you're going to storm somewhere for some commodity. Same bullshit. Didn't hear anything that was said, didn't respect God, didn't believe he had a hand in your breathing every day in your lives. And that troubled me. And that angered me. You guys saw me in many different states in my emotions last year, over the past couple of months. And some of you were entertained, but because you're stupid, you didn't really think about the bigger picture, folks. Your ability to wake up this morning, your ability to celebrate a new year was a blessing from God. Remember, he did a lot of things last year, right? You could have easily been one of those people, but you were spared, weren't you? So the question to you guys this morning pretty early is, you know, what did you learn from last year? What do you expect to do or experience in 2020? You know, because the current state of affairs are worthy of a reckoning. So many of you leaders out there, you know, you look at this as a new opportunity to do new shit. You got your commodities. We're going to do this and we're going to do that. And, you know, you're planning things, right? More of the bullshit that you can suppress people with. And I'm going to do a part 2 to this video right away. There'll be a follow-up to this immediately. And I'll let you know this now before they play a game or something. Because I want to tell you some things. 2020 is not going to be what you expect. I told you guys that a new society was coming, and it's coming. And I was with the great ones last night. And I was with the moon goddess last night. And the great sun and Mother Earth and the stars in the heavens. And more importantly, the Most High. And I talked to him. And he gave me some visions. And I know his hand, folks. I know he's real. I told you what his name is. And, you know, because of ego, because see, the human condition puts us in a situation where we have these egos. They keep us from doing the right thing in most cases. That's why you see all of this bullshit. That's why you guys have to fight over the right things when the right thing is apparent. It should be, but when you're displaced consciously, when you have a fucked up mind, when you're a sociopath. Because see, we have let these devils take over society. You guys watched the Pope smack someone. You guys saw the scowl on his face. You saw something less than kindness, right? And you weren't you weren't adding it up, and you weren't looking at what you were actually looking at, which is how you see everything. So you saw all of these world events occur in 2019 that you couldn't control. You saw weather go off the chart. And I told you when it was going to happen, told you who's doing it, because Mother Earth is. She's holding the ground you're standing on. And many of your punk asses got drunk last night, and you went to sleep, and you're going to wake up and do the same old bullshit. And you think you're going to take 2020 as an opportunity to continue that same fucking bullshit, same fucking war, same fucking conquest. And it's not going to go like that this year. Because the new society is coming, folks. And it's going to get here really soon. So I wanted to have a pep talk with you, because the next video I do is going to be some decrees. And I want you to know how serious this is. God has a name. You're not going to tell God in 2020 what you want his name to be. His name is Vishnu. He is God. If you have been spared and you are looking at a new year, then you have been given the opportunity and a blessing to reach for high vibration, because these things are going to continue to occur. We have to weed out these people. People have to be destroyed. There are forces in place, and people who have conquestive hearts, demoniacs, people who don't want to let go their reins of authority when they don't really have authority. The number one problem in this society is greed. The number one problem is ego, you know. And a lot of that shit is going to be done away with. The main drive of all this fucking foolishness is money. And I told you guys this. You don't understand that money is not even real, and things can operate without money. So the Most High is going to take away your money. So you bankers and you merchants, all of you people who drive, who have broken backs of people, we have watched people be murdered. We have watched things happen. We have watched all type of greed and conquest. The very conflicts that are about to go down are going to happen behind commodities, behind, you know, what you want from someone else. And I was sitting back looking at some of these past conflicts. I'm going back thousands of years ago. I was looking at that last night, and I noticed that it was the same fucking shit, right? There would be a nice, prospering empire, and someone across the water would want what they had. The narcissists, folks, the demoniacs, the people with that gene who are plaguing this planet, folks. I told you that the planet herself, Mother Earth, the goddess herself, the great one herself, who holds the fucking ground you stand on. I told you that she was very, very disappointed in humanity. I am too. You know, she's providing you guys air and all types of things that you have, that God has blessed her into existence to give you. And you don't fucking appreciate these things because you're having wars. None of you have stopped to smell the roses and think about this. That you could have easily not seen this year. None of you give a shit though, because it's about what you can do for yourselves, right? So, money is not going to exist this year. Money is done. There are some weather conditions that are happening as we speak, and they will continue. And they will get worse until people are driven out. These merchants, these demoniacs, who are really demons. Like I said, I gave you that example about the Pope and different world leaders, right? Because those world leaders, have you ever seen a president smack someone, folks? Have you ever seen a president do that? Because see, they're in the same, covet, But this is the person that can summon world leaders to talk about fixing problems like climate change. The climate change is coming from the heavens, folks. And so you listen to me all year rant and rave, and I'm just some little guy on YouTube. I don't get barely any views and stuff, and I don't really care about that because there are only certain people that have the vibration anyway, folks. There are only certain people that have the ability, to appreciate a new day. And I told you, just like in the days of Noah, which you guys don't believe, you are racist, folks. A lot of you people have watched people be destroyed and killed for no reason. You don't even care. And you went about your days and partied and laughed and stuff. Right? To this very point, people are enslaved. People, are working slave wages, folks. Same thing, slavery. I had an opportunity to look at some of these seminars where they talked about the wealth gaps and stuff and showed you how throughout time, these same group of people I was talking about, people like me, who have been suppressed on levels where in every level of society, they're suppressed. They're not allowed to get anything that any of you other guys in the covet get. So then you tell them that they're broken and you talk about these people and you treat them like shit and they're nothing and, they can't do anything for themselves, but you never look at the real reality of how you have crippled them in every way. You don't let them live where they want because you redline. You make it so that if someone looks like you, they can live in that place. If they don't look like you, they can't live over here. And because you hold all the paperwork, you just write them off. And this has been going on for thousands of years. Because even back in those times, I was looking at something about there was a king, an African king in India who had an empire. And he literally had the ability to be the king all the time. But he had to appoint someone from his family who had more of a lineage to the covet and put them in place as the leader, but he really ran the country. And this went on. He was a great military strategist, conquered and did all types of things. And he had the support of the Most High. Go look it up. Not gonna name the king, but he was a prosperous king and he lived his whole life in power until he died. And the Lord blessed him with that. But even in his day, this was like in the 1600s, even in his day, folks, he had racism he had to deal with. He was a king, folks. He was a successful king who ran a kingdom. But because of how he looked, he was treated a certain way, folks. You understand what I'm saying to you? And so we take it to present day. People are paid lower money but do more work. But because they have a darker skin color, they're treated a certain way, right? Their lives don't matter. They can live anywhere and you wouldn't give a shit, right? But if you're in the covet, you can get these nice homes and loans and all types of things and farms. And that's why I brought up the farmers, because I wanted to make you understand that they're farmers of different ethnicities, folks. But because they are of those of particular ethnicities, they don't get the subsidies that these people in the covet get. Then the people in the covet are coveting to the governments, and the governments are demoniacs. So this year in 2020, we're going to have some new rules. And I talked to the Most High all night, and he gave me some visions. And because he is God, and because you don't believe he holds your life, even though you watch him do all types of things in 2019, he holds the breath in your body. But some of you guys don't believe that he can take you out one by one anytime he wants, any given day. And you think, you take that for granted. So we're going to see government suppressed in 2020 all around the world society because Mother Earth is holding the world. And now it's time, I told you gloves were off. And because the might of the heavens are with me, we're going to issue some things. No games. What's said goes. You understand what I'm saying to you? Don't give a shit who you think you are. The breath in your chest can be snuffed at any minute, anywhere you are. Not making idle threats either, because the Most High has my back. And before I came out and did this video, I had a long talk with the Most High for the endorsement of this conversation, so I can declare some things and make sure that he wanted me to say this to you, right? So when you call this bluff, you'll get the example right away. For any of you, world leaders, right? Anywhere. The conflicts that you're having right now are done. I'm telling you right now. I don't give a shit who you think you are. I don't care what nation you're in. I don't give a shit. It's over. No more money. The banks are done this year. And I'm not talking about on a fiscal level. I'm talking about any of you who beat your chest and stand up and think that you have a military or something that's going to keep your money system in place. I'm telling you that the Lord will destroy you where you stand in real time. Why am I saying this? Because it's true. See, I was with God last night, right? Where was you guys at? You were watching the ball drop, right? Wondering if something was going to happen, right? And it could have easily happened. You saw all types of shit happen that very day, folks, before the ball dropped. You saw snowstorms, and you're getting some storms right now, and there's some more coming. But because Mother Earth actually holds the world that you stand on, and you don't believe that she has the might to take you out, and you're standing in her hands, it shows your ignorance and your arrogance, which is disgusting. And I told you, you people fucking disgust me. I also told you that I'm in lineage with Mother Earth, which means people who look like me are in lineage with Mother Earth. And there are a few people with vibrations of other nations, and it's not really about that, but it is, because these are the people you guys have coveted in a group to step on and have conspired to step on in all ways. No laws have been made to justify the things you have done to the people that look like me. And because Mother Earth is actually in my family, that does not please her at all. So you will not get crops this year. None of you. You will get violent storms. And see, the narcissistic fool will look at my face and try to reason that I'm the problem, or I'm the reason why they're not getting this. Not paying attention to the fact that God holds your life. That God is endorsing this, and I'm telling you. Right? If you are looking at this video in 2020, the few of you, because the ones that don't see this video, you're just going to be casualties to this. If you are looking at this video on any level, listening to my voice or anything, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be some new changes in 2020. You're not going into 2020 with the bullshit. Meaning that you will see temperatures below zero, right? You will see temperatures get below zero, right? I don't know how that would register on a scale or something or measure, but you're going to get such Arctic cold that it can take you out of your bodies, that kind of cold. Because Mother Earth is not playing with you. You have spit on people like me, and she's going to spit on you just to show you how cruel she can be to you, because you deserve it. But you don't think that, right? Right? So some changes are going to be made. Your selfish behaviors and all of the bullshit you have done is over with, right? Your forces don't mean anything, because the heavens will rain and ride down on your asses at any given time, right? And I'm challenging you guys to think this is a joke, but it will happen, folks. So get ready for the next video, because the next video will be some decrees of things to come and what's going to happen. And I just want to talk to you guys and let you know a little pep talk, right? Before it gets real serious. No games here, folks. I don't like devils. I don't like racists. I don't like demoniacs. I don't like people who are unfair. And that's what you guys are. Have always been there. So when I come back, I want you to listen up very carefully. I've given you a whole lot of listen ups, and you've taken those for granted. But because the air you breathe can be taken, the great sun will smite your asses. And they will do it in real time. On command, on the spot. Right? If you think it's a joke, the Most High will give them word and show you otherwise. Stay tuned.